This is Nigeria's first family healthy lifestyle and entertainment radio station 107.3 Darling FM. Hello and welcome to the world news. I am Zandas, Okeke, Otigba. Here are the headlines. Nigeria's first lady charges leaders to bring abduction to an end. Ondo State House of Assembly debunks report of EFCC inviting the speaker. An Equatorial Guinea military camp explosion leaves 20 people dead and 600 injured. Details shortly. And now the news. Nigeria First Lady Aisha Buhari has urged Nigerian leaders to bring an immediate end to the incessant spate of abductions of women and girls in the country. This was contained on her social media handle titled Message of the First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Aisha Muhammad Buhari, on the occasion of the International Women's Day 2021. In a message to mark the 2021 International Women's Day, the president's wife called on stakeholders to continue to exert their different level of influence and bring to an end the spate of kidnappings in the country. She noted that this year's theme, Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World, is a strong call to appreciate the efforts of women and girls in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, Nigerian Feminist Forum, NFF, has raised an alarm that the violation against women and girls have reached unprecedented proportion. NFF made the disclosure in a statement issued to commemorate the day. They called for safety from bandits and herdsmen, from incessant kidnapping, especially of the girl child from educational establishments, and that government at all levels should take concrete steps to ensure peace, security, and the safety of lives and properties as they were elected to serve. NFF lamented over the outbreak of coronavirus, which it said had put enormous pressure on women, girls, the disabled, elderly, and their families, adding that the forced national lockdown increased the incidences of sexual and gender-based violence in all states of the country. They called on all security agencies to ensure their safety from unscrupulous persons masquerading as bandits and armed herdsmen, incessant kidnapping, especially of the girl child from educational establishment. Nigerian Feminist Forum also advocated for rehabilitation centers for survivors of violence and space for female persons living with disability in every state. Imo State Water and Sewerage Corporation has assured the safe water service delivery to the people of Okeke and its environs, and by extension to Imo Lights at large. This was disclosed to journalists by the General Manager of the corporation, Emeka Ugwanyanwu, at the inauguration of the Water Scheme Committee members for the water project at Abombise. According to Ugwanyanwu, citizens should subscribe to the water scheme so as to sustain the scheme.
Customer Forum serves the functionality and efficiency of engagement from the grassroots, especially with the focus to improve watch service delivery through heightened and more effective coordination, advocacy, and strategic management. Strategic communication efforts that will support transformational change in the sector in Imo State. The commitment of His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, to revamping the watch sector in Imo State is only akin to watch sector revolution of early 1980s under late Chief Sam Onanakambakwe, PhD. You will recall that public water supply in the state stopped effectively April 2013. Therefore, any effort at recovering the sector must be supported by all. And I believe that this community is among the luckiest that their own scheme is being recovered within 1 year of His Excellency's assumption of office.
In his remark, the IMC chairman of Abombise, Honorable Ima Njoku, thanked the WASH scheme for the project.
Revitalizing the water scheme and the reticulation that's going on, because the intention is for the thing to reach every household within and around the country. So it's a welcome development. We commend His Excellency for work well done. Yes, we will encourage them to be effective in discharging of their duties. Make sure that the lights that have been put on today will not quench, both in the management of the scheme and every other thing that concerns it. You should be honest in discharging their duties.
Amongst the attendees are the General Manager of the Imo State Water and Sewerage Corporation, Emeka Ugwanyaun, SA Urban Water Supply, Beidou Tanana, IMC Chairman of Abombise, Ima Njoko, and many other dignitaries. Trial of the embattled leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, and his wife Zinat resumes today at the Kaduna State High Court. The presiding judge, Justice Gideon Kurada, during the last sitting on January 26th, adjourned the case to March 8th and 9th after the prosecution counsel, Chris Omar, presented two more witnesses before the court. However, only one of the witnesses testified before the court at the last sitting, while the other one is expected to testify in today's sitting. El-Zakzaki and his wife are standing trial on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged culpable homicide, unlawful assembly, and disruption of public peace, amongst others. Nigerian Union of Journalists, Oyo State Council, has accused the security agencies of being partial in handling the recent civil disturbance at Shasha Market in Ibadan. The NUJY, reacting, condemned the arrest of only members of Yoruba ethnic group. The union, in a communique signed by the three-man communique drafting committee, Shola Samuel Ojewole, Dupe Feintola, and Musluddin Adebayo, also advised Oyo State government to put in place all machineries for effective security. The union, in a communique issued at the end of its March Congress, also urged the federal government to beef up the security network nationwide for the security of lives and properties. The union also condemned the excesses of custom officers breaking shops to confiscate alleged contraband goods. And in Ondo State, leadership of the Ondo State House of Assembly said the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has not invited the Speaker of the Assembly, Honorable Bamidele Oleyelogun, as reported in major newspapers. Currently, the anti-graft agency is investigating some civil servants over alleged multi-million naira fraud rocking the assembly. Addressing journalists in Akure, the chairman House Committee on Information, Benga Omole, said there is no iota of truth in the news that the speaker has been invited by the EFCC. He admitted that some staff of the assembly are currently being quizzed at the EFCC office. This is 107.3 Darling FM Owerri. If you're just joining us, you're listening to the world news. In the news, Nigeria's First Lady charges leaders to bring abduction to an end. Ondo State House of Assembly debunks report of EFCC inviting the speaker. Still to come, Equatorial Guinea military camp explosion leaves 20 people dead and 600 injured. Still ahead is entertainment news. Stay tuned.
Missed any of the developing stories during the week? Do you want to get up to speed with the news? Tune in to the People's Radio 107.3 Darling FM at noon every Saturday for the Week in Review. The Week in Review, reminding you of the week's stories today.
You're welcome back. Now let's go to the foreign scene, where at least 20 people were killed and hundreds injured after 4 accidental explosions ripped through a military camp in Equatorial Guinea, destroying neighboring residential areas. President Theodore Nguema said the accident occurred after local farmers allowed a fire in the area to burn out of control, setting alight explosives that had been badly stored by soldiers in the military camp. The Defense Ministry put the death toll at 20, with some 600 people injured. The ministry added high caliber explosives set off by the fire caused shockwaves that razed many houses to the ground. President Obiang Nguema issued a plea for international aid. He said the disaster comes at an already difficult time for Equatorial Guinea due to the economic crisis caused by falling prices of petrol and the COVID-19 pandemic. And in entertainment, Prince Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, has raised allegations of racism in the monarchy. Meghan said she contemplated taking her own life after joining the royal family. Explaining the couple's dramatic exit from royal life, Meghan said she was denied help during her mental health crisis, was targeted by lies, and that there was official concern about the skin color of her unborn son. Meghan, whose father is white and mother is black, spoke out in an interview with Oprah Winfrey that immediately became one of the most extraordinary chapter in recent royal history and is set to rock the British institution. And that's the world news as produced by Ezine Gloria Alozie. You can reach our news desk for coverage and eyewitness report on 0818-732-5104 or send an email to darlinfmnews@gmail.com. Or you can listen to Darlin FM anywhere in the world. Go to www.darlinfm.ng and click to listen. Stay safe, everyone, and don't forget to wash your hands regularly. Soap is sufficient to deactivate the coronavirus. I am Zandas, Okeke, Otigba. News update is at 5 p.m. Good afternoon.
107.3 Darling FM.
The People's Radio.
Don't give me love. Daddy. You dey hold me for work. Daddy. I'm Lou. Yeah. You don't want give me love. It's Davido. Daddy. Oh, daddy. Why you dey hold me for work? Prime office.
Damn, fresh on the beat.
Girl, I no go do you ojoro. Like bread and butter, we go there together, baby, oh yeah. Pass me your love, make we turn up, oh yeah. The way you do